Hi, my name is Shelley Shelton, and I'm the clinical coordinator of physical therapy for Therapedia.
Hi, I'm Tori Walker, and I am the PT lead in Keller for Therapedia, Keller location.
We are here to talk to you about is involved in getting your physical therapy license and being able to practice as a physical therapist here in Texas. So, before you go to physical therapy school, you have to get an undergraduate degree. You can get a degree in just about anything as long as you get certain prerequisites that are required to get into physical therapy school, which include 16 hours of biology, anatomy, and physiology, 8 hours of chemistry with the labs, 8 hours of physics with the labs, a 3 hour statistics class, also 3 to 6 hours of psychology, and 1 to 3 hours of medical terminology. Once you've gotten that undergraduate degree, you also have to have anywhere from 50 to 100 hours of observation of a licensed physical therapist. And that can be in just about any setting, but they do require those observational hours in order to apply to physical therapy school. And you also have to have taken your GRE in order to apply to physical therapy school. And with all of those prerequisites, most of the schools here in Texas, you have to have a GPA of at least a 3.5 or above in order to actually apply and get in.
Mm-hmm. And following your undergraduate degree, you then go through the process of applying for PT school. In Texas, PT school is usually either an accelerated program of 2.5 years or a 3-year program. And you'll go through an interview process, you will submit essays, you will go through a couple rounds of this before they either offer you a spot in a PT program or not. It's a pretty competitive program. What you'll then enter into is a doctoral program. If you look at some of the PT's license, you might see somebody that has a master's degree or a bachelor's degree. A doctoral degree in PT is something that has just recently been added into Texas and nationally. Prior to that, the name was either a master's, and then even prior to that was a bachelor's. But people with those on their license, they have the same qualifications as a doctoral student does, as well as they've had a lot more experience because they were there before even the doctoral program was established. Once you get into PT school, you then go and you're focusing on a lot of different courses. And I actually wrote a list about a couple of the things we cover in PT school. So your didactic work that you'll spend about 2.5 years doing, you will then also work on cadaver lab, and you will also have 30 to 40 weeks of a clinical internship under the experience of a physical therapist in all different settings. So you might be going into an inpatient neurology program, you might be going into outpatient ortho, going into pediatrics, which is what we do, as well as home health and other different areas. From there, after graduating and finishing your clinical work, you will then progress on to sitting for your national board exam. Once passing that, you are then awarded a license, and then you're able to work. Every 2 years, though, you also have to do continuing education. So we don't stop our education at school, we continue it on so that we're making sure we know the new up-to-date information and research, even after leaving school. Yeah. And then that's how we got here today.
Yes.
Awesome. We're excited to see you.